This is a full week of fishing in one video. We're gonna talk about everything I used and did to catch all these fish. We'll have a big catch and cook, and of course we're gonna have some fun doing it. My name's Nick, and you're coming fishing with me. Let's go. What were you using? Shiners? Yeah. Okay. I might start throwing this little jerk bait. So that guy in the parking lot was there for a very long time, and he was also using shiners, which is just live minnows, and he did not catch a single thing. So that's never good to hear when you pull up to the fishing spot, but you can't really let that get to you. And the weather here was also disgusting. As you could see, all the raindrops on the water. It was pouring, it was cold, and it was windy, and I had no idea what the fish wanted, so I just kept throwing everything in my tackle box. And after all this, I finally decided to move spots, which would end up saving the day. Just showed up to this spot. There's a bunch of, I think those are herring. And I'm assuming that's because the wind pushed everything back here. That's pretty cool, look. I may have to get the jerkbait out. I'm gonna try this chrome, see what happens. Herring are kind of chromy, right? Should work. Well, it didn't. I tossed around the jerkbait for a while and caught nothing, but that wouldn't stop me from trying something else. So if you look around in the water, you'll actually notice that there's like some big boulders and rocks. And when there's big boulders and rocks in water, that really only means one thing, which is crawfish or crawdads, whatever you call them. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll try that out, because I haven't tried that. Just a little craw with a split shot because I don't have any bullet weights. And all I'm doing here is just working it slowly off the bottom, just like a normal crawfish would be. The water was also kind of cold, so I figured the fish wouldn't be super active, but no bass is going to turn down a nice crawdad. Got one. Finally caught a freaking fish. Oh, it's a good fish. Oh shit. It's a good one. Oh my gosh. It's a football smallie, or freaking largie, sorry. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's what we like to see. Probably 2.5 perfect hook set. Actually, not really perfect, but that's, if I had to guess, that's probably a female. Look at that. Nice. Not bad at all. Let's get her back here. Oh, this is a little sketchy, but maybe we could get a pitch or two out. Let's see.
Gotta do what you gotta do. That's slippery from rock.
Oh. We got him. Got him. Oh, it's a good smallie. Holy shit. Okay, we gotta get down to this rock. Oh my god. Oh, this is a good fish. Really good fish. Look at him pull and drag. Oh yeah. That's a good one right there. Look at that, dude. He wanted that thing too. Very, very good fish. He's already ready to go. Yeah. Awesome. So after those two fish, I fished for about an hour or two longer with nothing else. But I would still count today as a huge success because we figured out what the fish wanted at a place that I've really never fished much in my life. And this is definitely going to help us catch even more fish in day 2. So it's day 2, and I got the boat out here today. We're at the same lake as yesterday, and I've never actually been out on the boat on this very lake. Gotta put that in. One time I forgot to put it in, and the boat filled up. And like 98% of the time I come out by myself, so I have to use a rope to launch the boat, and you'll see here in a second how that works. So all you do is tie a rope from the front of your boat to a spot on a trailer, and you want to make sure the rope won't catch anything in the boat or on the trailer. Once you're tied down, you get the boat as close to the water as possible, and then you just unhook everything from the boat, like the winch hook and everything like that. And then all you do is just back the boat into the water. She'll slide off the trailer, and then you pull her in, and that rope from the trailer pulls the boat into the shore, and you should be good to go. On the 10th boat trailer here, plus all the kayakers. What the hell? There has to be a tournament going on. With what worked yesterday, the little craw. This looks super steep though. This first spot right here, you can see that it's like super steep. That's probably not the best for spawning bass because they need somewhere flat to make their bed. So I quickly worked my way around this point, and once I turn this corner, you'll probably hear the wind pick up here. And you know, for the longest time I tried to avoid the wind because I just didn't like it when I fished. It made everything more difficult, and I just seemed to not catch anything in the wind. But in about a minute here, I would absolutely crush that belief that fishing in the wind was bad. Oh, we just got bit. Oh, that was such a bite. Got her. Yeah, there we go. Awesome, nice one too. Shit. I don't have any control over the boat. It's very hard to hook set a fish when you have one foot on the trolling motor and another on the boat. There we go. That's a nice one right there. Oh, it's closer to 4. I don't know if you could see that. 0.2, and then that's almost a 4-pounder right there. That's awesome. Put her back on her bed, probably. There she goes, right back to her bed. Oh. There's a fish. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one. Big smallie. Big smallie. Oh my God. Absolute tank. Oh. Absolute freaking monster smallmouth. That's PB right there. Wow. That is another 4-pounder. Nice, dude. PB smallmouth. Let's get her back. There she goes. Oh, baby. Dude, I was trying to get a I was trying to get the rat's nest I have out. Oh my gosh, and he just inhaled it. Wow. Oh yeah, another probably 3-pounder right there. That's more like a 3-pounder right there. Nice fish. Adios, buddy. Oh, we got one. Yep. Got him. What is that? Oh, it's not that good of a fish. It's still a nice little chunk. Oh my goodness, this one is either pregnant or it's been eating. That's like a Bass Pro fish right there. Look at that. Let's just get her back quick because it could be a spawner. Nice little 1.5, 2-pound. So all of those bass just came off a wind-blown bank, and like for the longest time I just believed that you couldn't catch fish in the wind because it was so hard. But yeah, that was absolutely crushed, and I wasn't really sure if it was just a coincidence, so I went to a spot where it was super calm with no wind, and I caught absolutely nothing. And then just to, you know, put the nail in the coffin, I tried another wind-blown bank, and this happened. There's a fish. Finally. It's been a little while. Solid one. Nice. Look at that spot. Interesting. He goes 2.5, probably 2.5. Not bad. Adios, buddy. Oh, I just caught one on this. Right over here, right by that last one, right after the last one actually. It was just a little 1.5-pound smallmouth. Good fish though. I wouldn't lie either, trust me. Would not lie. That's what a liar would say. Oh, here we go. Got him. There we go. This is what we need right here. Ooh, it's better than I thought, actually. Nice. Yep, she's four on the dot, just like I said. Very nice fish. See ya. Got him. That's the smallest one of the day. But he wanted it just as much as the big guys. Oh yeah, there we go. No shot. So this right here is pretty cool. I'm 99% certain that I caught this same exact fish twice in a row. It seemed like there was a fresh wound in his mouth from the previous cast. And it's very possible that he was actually guarding a nest, and it would make sense that I caught him twice because I casted in the same exact spot. And usually what bass do is they'll guard the nest from anything, which includes my craw jig. So after catching him the second time, I figured that was the case, and I just let him be after that because there could be bluegills eating all the eggs when he's gone, so let him be after that. So the wind-blown banks really seem to hold all the fish today. And I did a little research on this to see whether or not this was something that a lot of people experience. And it actually is. Apparently wind makes the bass super active because, you know, it kind of pushes around food and bait and stuff. But yeah, the key here was figuring out what the fish wanted and fishing the spots where they would be. Now let's move on to day 3. It's day 3, and I decided I would mix things up, so we actually headed down to the river to do some trout fishing. I would kind of consider this to be my specialty, I guess you could call it. And those of you who have been watching for a while now know that that's what I've kind of been building my channel off of, just the trout stocking season. And I've kind of been putting a beating on these little stock trout, but they kind of got me here in the beginning. It's been a little while since I've done trout fishing. Let's see if I could get her done. Oh, yeah, I guess I can. Ah, he came off. There we go. Ah, he just came off. I keep missing all these fish. So I missed 5 fish in a row. It sounds bad, and it is bad, but I'm kind of used to it because that's just how this kind of fishing goes. You're ripping a spinner in fast-moving current, and it happens. Like, they're gonna miss it, but I guess they missed it 5 times in a row. But you're definitely gonna see a clear difference in the hookup ratio once I move to this other river. It's possibly the smallest fish I've ever seen, but let's see what it is. Hey, at least we got one. The trout stocking is going to end pretty soon here, so I'm guessing they're dumping whatever the hell they had left into the river. So that could include these little baby trout. There we go. Will he stay on? No, he seems like he's good. There we go. Spot is juiced, dude. There's such a difference between this river and every other river I go to. And like, once you find that spot too, it's just like, why even bother with the other rivers, man? You know? Well, we touched them, it counts, it counts. So if you couldn't tell, it really seems like the trout wanted the spinner in this river. They were absolutely devouring it. And I'm not really sure if it's because this river is a slower moving river. That has a big effect on how fast the spinner is going to be moving, which, I mean, if it's moving slower, it could help them get a better bite at it. You honestly don't know. All you can do is just keep doing the same technique and see how the trout react to it. But one thing's for sure is it's always good to know a couple of really good spots that you can rely on to catch a lot of fish. Like, I know that this spot holds a lot of fish most of the time, and to find spots like this, you just have to honestly put in the time and you'll eventually figure them out. That's a nice one right there. Let him go. Perfect hook set. Only one treble in him. Oh, sometimes the easiest way. Oh, there. That's the easiest way. is. See guys, the importance of having the ultralight rod is this right here. Like, I don't know how well the fish is hooked, but if you had something stiffer than an ultralight, you may just rip the hooks out entirely and lose the fish. But look at how much bend and stuff that rod has. It'll really help hook more fish and keep them on. Another really important thing for trout fishing is the rod that you're using. I always use an ultralight rod for trout fishing, and there's a reason for this. Trout have super soft mouths. If you've ever caught one, you probably noticed that they rip super easily, and a stiff rod is gonna rip those hooks right from their mouth. So this little rod I'm using right here is a Ugly Stick GX2 ultralight rod, and it's 5 feet long, and it's absolutely perfect for what I do, like this right here. It's super small, which allows me to cast basically anywhere. Like, a lot of times I'm tucked up underneath like a tree branch or something, or a bush, and I kind of have to do a little like forehand cast, if that even makes sense. This rod is also extremely flexible, which helps keep the fish pinned at all times, and it also won't rip hooks right out of their mouths. And I also have a small reel to go with it. It's a Shimano Sienna size 500. It's a super small, nice little reel. Has like 4 pounds of drag, which is good for trout fishing because you don't want to overpower them again. If you overpower the trout, you're probably gonna lose them. And plus, this is just fun. Like, imagine going out there with like a 7-foot like bass fishing rod. It's just not going to be as fun. So I always suggest just using a little ultralight rod just like this, and you'll land a lot more fish. All the gear in this video will be linked below for you. There's one. I have my drag super low because it seems like the fish just aren't really biting it. Some of them are, but most of them are not. And low drag helps keep them with the tension same. If you lose tension, then you're probably going to lose the fish. And if you have too much, you're probably going to pull the hooks out. So just keep it the same the entire time. And you'll end up with this. See you, bud. Okay, this is sketchy. Let's see, can I lift myself up here? I think I can. Just do a little dip. There we go. That's why you gotta lift. Now, when I fish a spinner, I want to keep it as close to the bottom as possible without actually, snagging the bottom. And I found that most of the trout are actually going to be closer to the bottom. So getting your spinner in that zone is really important. You can keep your spinner closer to the bottom by reeling in slower, and you can also keep your rod tip lower to the water. You just want to always make sure your spinner is actually spinning. So one way you could tell is you'll kind of feel the vibrating on the tip of your rod, or you'll just feel that tension in your rod from the friction caused by the spinner, or the drag caused by the spinner in the water. And you can usually see your spinner spinning as well. And he came off. I touched him. I definitely touched him. Oh, right in front of me. This little guy hit right in front of me. And he spit the hook right there. There's a fish. Yes, there we go. This is a good one. There he goes. There's a fish. It's probably the one that stole my spinner when I was all hung up. Feels like a good one too. Oh! What a jump. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. No, come in before you get off. Nice one. There he goes. Now, if that is number 10, I'm pretty sure that's the quickest time it's taken me to catch 10 trout. Pretty cool. Oh yeah. Oh, another one just took it after he lost. Oh, fuck. That was so cool. One of them took it, and then he lost it, and then another one came up and took it. He lost it, and then a duck. I don't know where that duck is, but some duck just quacked right by us. There we go. There's a fish. Oh crap. I gotta get around this tree. Buddy's been eating that one. There's a fish. There's a fish. Oh, we need this guy because we need to eat this one. Ooh, I don't know if we're gonna boat flip him. Alright, he'll go on the stringer because I don't know how many more we're gonna catch. The old 46-cent Walmart stringer. And this little trout right here, I just cooked them up off camera. And I didn't really have time today to cook them up on camera and do the whole 9 yards. But stick around for a big catch and cook later on in the video. Okay, you want to know how hard I've been working today? Look at that, I'm soaked, dude. I have a saying. It goes, if your balls aren't wet, you didn't work hard enough. So next time you're fishing and you catch nothing, ask yourself if your balls are wet. If they aren't, get back in the river. But if you thought day 3 was done, you're wrong. All those trout weren't enough for me. Kind of bad, but I decided to take my boat out on the lake near my house to do some bass fishing. I'll be honest, things were really tough today. The colder conditions we've been having kind of slow things down. It's kind of like an up-down thing in the early days of the bass fishing. You know, the water gets warm, then it gets cold, and it's just hard. So again, I was throwing everything in my tackle box, and I didn't get any bites until I pulled out the deep diving jerkbait. Oh, there's a fish. Finally. Okay, that's good to see. I've been struggling so much with the soft plastics. Smallmouth on the jerkbait, deep diver. Ooh. Oh, that's so good. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. One hook right in the nostrils. Interesting. Gotta be careful because I don't have pliers today. Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'd say that second line there's 2, so 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. It's a good one. Nice fish. Good stuff. After catching that one nice little smallmouth on the jerkbait, I decided to throw on the topwater to finish out the day, which is what I usually do. And I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but I guess I was wrong. Oh, I think we got him good this time. Not a big one, but still a good one. No idea how we're gonna do this. There it goes. How do you get all 6? Whoa! He came up. Yeah, he was definitely saying F you to that one. Okay. This rod is super stiff, which is okay for fishing this exact topwater lure because you really need to get the action right, and this stiffer rod I'm using helps with that. But the only problem with the stiffer rod is that you can't really keep the fish pinned. And what I mean by that, it's kind of like the trout fishing situation where you'll rip those hooks out of their mouth. Most of the time the bass is just swiping at the lure, which means that the hooks are not going to get hooked very nicely. So keeping the fish pinned on a lighter rod would definitely help land more fish. And I didn't really buy this rod for topwater. I bought it more for jigs and soft plastic fishing where I'm going to need some backbone to get a nice hook set into these fish. And this rod specifically is a 7'2" medium heavy extra fast action Lew's KVD casting rod. A mouthful, but it's a very, very nice rod. It's pretty stiff too, which helps with, you know, getting nice action on jigs and soft plastic and stuff without really having to put a lot of oomph into the rod. It's super sensitive too, so you feel like all the bites and stuff. And as you saw yesterday, it was super good at just getting nice big hook sets into fish that just absolutely destroyed those soft plastics. And apparently this rod is also good for frog fishing, like a topwater frog. And it makes sense because usually the fish just engulf a frog and you're just ripping these hooks into them. So we'll have to try that out one day. I absolutely love this rod so far. And the reel I'm using here is another Lew's speed spool. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's super nice too. It's got like 15 pounds of drag, which is plenty for bass fishing. And this setup comes into around like $200. I would say there's definitely cheaper options out there that would get the job done, but it's super nice to just have a nice jig and soft plastic rod. Oh, that was a big fish. That was actually a big fish. Yeah, so I missed that really big one. It's hard to tell on camera, but that was a pretty big smallmouth. But now let's move on to day 4, where things really didn't go as I planned. Well, I think they dyed the lake or the pond. There's no way this is natural color, so either there was some like huge algae bloom or they just dyed it, and I think they dyed it. So it's day 4, and I got a really late start today. It was already like 3:30, 4 o'clock here, and I was kind of mad at myself for that too. But you know what, I just decided to come down to this pond with whatever remaining hours of daylight we had. And I was originally coming for like some big bluegill because there's some monsters in here. They'll eat the jerkbait and the little mini crankbaits. So I started ripping that around, and I was only able to catch one little bluegill. So, you know, I was getting a little bit, not worried, but you know how it is. I need to catch some fish. And then this happened. I feel like throwing the topwater. I don't know what it is. Someone's calling, or the topwater's calling my name. I'm gonna throw it on. Oh, okay, that That was the right move. Yes, I'm pausing right here in the middle of the fight. Look at that right there and tell me that is not at least a 4-pounder. Like, look at how thick that fish is. And when he bit, it was just like that. I mean, my gosh. But yeah, back to the fight. Come on, get out of there. Oh, come on, man. You've got to be kidding me. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know if she's still on there. Oh. Dude. That was probably a 4 or 5 pounder. You know, I honestly deserve that. I deserve that. That's what I get for being a lazy piece of shit today. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. 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 Go. There we go. Now no one's gonna have to do that again. No one will lose a fish to this branch. My goodness. That was the biggest bass I've ever seen in this pond. I've been fishing here for like 5 years at least. By far the biggest bass I've ever seen in my life here. What a mess we got, dude. That's fishing for you. So I guess this is what I get for coming out late. And I definitely could have prevented this from happening. If I just ran over to the spot I ran to earlier, I would have been able to keep the fish away from that big log right there. But, you know, I was just a bit too slow. And it is what it is. All you can do is learn and never let it happen again. Yeah, but back to the river for an amazing day 5. So it's day 5 and we're doing some trout fishing at the old river. I'm tying on a little Yakima spinner here, and these guys have worked great for me, and they're also cheaper compared to other brands. And these are my shoes here, and I definitely don't recommend them. But anyways, this big train here was blocking my path to the river, so I just climbed it. Not bad at all. Oh, we just had a bite. And when I showed up to the river, I noticed that the water was kind of higher and it was slightly more dirty than usual. And this would be because we just had a bit of rain. And I actually have more confidence fishing in conditions like this compared to when the river's lower and super clear. I've just had better results fishing in these conditions. I fished this entire little stretch right here with the spinner, and I was only really able to get 2 nice bites, but I wasn't able to land any fish. And I was actually expecting this because this spot is actually more of a power bait spot. That really doesn't make any sense, but I've just noticed that fish here, for whatever reason, really only eat the power bait. So all you need for this power bait rig is a size 8 bait holder hook and a split shot. And the split shot weight just depends on how quick the river is moving. So I would suggest getting an assorted pack of split shots. So the river was higher today, which means it was moving faster. So I'm gonna use a bit of a heavier split shot here. And you can put the split shot about a foot above your hook. And then get yourself some of these power bait eggs. I recommend them instead of the dough stuff because the eggs stay on the hook like 100 times better and you're good to go. So my strategy that I preach is I cast directly in front of me and then I let the bait drift down on a tight line. And the reason for this is because it'll keep your bait in the zone that the trout are in, or that I think they're in, and you also won't get hung up on the bottom as much. What people usually do is they'll just cast upstream with the bail open, and this is not what you want to do, because as soon as you cast upstream, your sinker's going straight to the bottom and you're gonna get hung up. And with the bail open too, you're just gonna stay on the bottom the entire time, so it's just a huge mess. And then if you make it past that stage with your bail open somehow, what's gonna happen is your bait's just gonna drift down the river and you won't know if you have any bites. So doing it like that is not ideal. I would definitely suggest doing it the way that I do it, and you'll see why here in a second.
Came out of the water like 4 feet. Nice hook set right there. There we go.
So I didn't catch any more fish on the yellow power eggs, but I definitely knew that there was more fish down here, because this right here is a spot that always produces more fish than just that. So I switched up to the reddish pink eggs.
Oh, we just got bit. He's got it. Got him. There we go. On the red. First cast. Ooh. This is a nice one too. This might be a luncher. Oh, we just had a fish. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, we still got him. What is he doing? Yeah. He came like 6 times. Oh my gosh. And I missed him every single time. Wow, I have problems. Another solid one. That is a nice one right there. Oh yeah. Good looking stringer right there. Or sticker. I don't know. This is like what they used to do in like the 1900s. Here, there we go. Another fish. Oh, he's got that way down the gullet. As long as it's, oh, he just snapped the line right off. So he will become crawfish food. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. These are literally put in the river so that they die, so it is what it is. Nice. Number 4 on the old pink power bait. Oh, he just smoked it. There was no tap tap. That rod just went straight down. You know, I wish I could get better angles, but all I got right now is one camera. So this is what we're with, and it is what it is. Ah, okay, that doesn't count, I guess. All right, I got this new hat mount, and it should be pretty cool. We should be able to see more of the bites on the rod now, like the tip. So yeah, let's go see. Hopefully you could hear me well too. Let's see what happens. Yep, we're getting bit. Yeah, we got him. Nice. First cast. I hope you guys could see that. The rod was going like that. Not a bad one. Should be able to get the hook out. There we go. Oh, another one. Got him. 2 fish, 2 casts. Nice. A little bit of a better one here. Should be able to get this out. Nah, he gut hooked it. We'll keep this guy for tomorrow. It's all good. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. You guys catch any? Nothing? Do you want to take this guy? Because I already have 2 at home.
We're good.
You're good? Oh, you don't eat them?
No.
Oh, it's all good.
Did you have luck down here?
Yeah, I caught 2. Like, I got in the water, so it was a little hard to get to, but I caught them on a, hold on, let me show you. The power bait. Do you guys got power bait?
No, we
No.
just ran out.
Spinners work fine
Yeah.
too. You should catch something on that.
Alright.
Yeah, good luck, guys. That's something I don't see very often. Kids fishing, especially like my age.
So I accidentally dropped my camera while I was trying to get over this bridge here, and it kind of messed up the angle. The angle was looking down a bit too much, but we'll still see all the action here.
Oh, there's a fish. Came right out of a snag and then that happened. Jumper. It's a nice one right there, look at that. And he'll end up on the stringer too. He's been eating real good. So will I tonight. Let's see what this guy's been munching. A lot of hard stuff. Nice rock. Nice one, buddy. Sure, the macros are good on the rocks. I think he's just got a whole bunch of rocks in him, honestly. Ah, ha, ha. Yeah. See, that's not what you want to see. Someone was doing the old corn. You know, I'm not really sure if it's legal. Look at all that. Yeah, this it obviously doesn't digest. First time I found corn in a trout's stomach. And a little snail, look at that. This guy's been hungry.
Now, I actually think corn is legal where I live from just the research that I've done. But, you know, the internet's a little bit hard to understand sometimes. But the reason why I said, like, no, is because corn is actually frowned upon by a lot of fishermen. And that's because apparently trout can't digest it because, like, the kernel or whatever. I don't really know. It's just not good for trout. Personally, I really don't care. Just do whatever you want. Just don't be, like, a douche about it. These fish right here are put in the river to be eaten. Most of them are just gonna die anyways if they don't get eaten. So use whatever you want to catch the fish. Just do it legally, I guess. And do what is right to you. And be respectful of all the other dudes who have the same addiction as you. I probably just triggered a lot of people, but hey, you can't please everyone. So yeah, so I have all these trout, and there's no shot I'm eating 4 trout in one night. That's just disgusting. So I called up my friend Grant, and we were gonna do a big catch and cook. So the easiest way that I've learned to get mostly boneless trout fillets, all you do is, you cut the head off, take the guts out. You could literally just throw it in the pan like that, but I make things harder than it should be. But I also think it just cooks more evenly when you have 2 fillets instead of just the entire fish. So what you do is you just shove your knife right underneath the rib bones and separate them from the meat. If you kind of push upwards with the knife, you'll stay right under those bones. Once the ribs are separated, all you do is just cut the meat right down the sides of both of the rib bones until the fillet just comes off. And you will have little pin bones in the meat, but you could just eat them. You shouldn't have any problems. If you do choke and die, it is not my fault. So we're gonna do it 2 different ways here. 1, we're gonna smoke them, and then 2, we're gonna pan fry them. These are probably the most popular ways of cooking trout. You could also do it in the oven, I guess broiled, is that what it's called? I don't know. But to smoke them, all I do is I like to put honey, garlic, and pepper on them. The honey kind of like makes it sweet, and it also gets like tacky once it's been on the smoker for a while. So I kind of like that nice, like firm, tacky texture. Many people do a brine when they smoke trout, so they'll do salt and brown sugar. I personally don't do the whole sugar thing, so honey works just fine. And these go in the smoker at the lowest heat possible. So for my little smoker, it was 180 degrees, and we do it for like an hour or whatever. I personally like it more overcooked than undercooked. Something about undercooked trout is just disgusting. So while that's smoked, we just put some trout in the pan. All we do is just a little butter, and then you could season it with whatever the heck you want, honestly. I just went with blackening seasoning because it's freaking good. And also, pro tip, keep the skin on because it gets super crispy if you do it right. And in my opinion, it's the best part, but do whatever you want. And do not put the pan too hot because the skin and the seasoning will burn, and it just kind of ruins the whole thing. You should be left with golden brown crispy skin if you do it right. And then I always just finish it with some salt.
I think the golden crispy skin is the best part. Like, serious review, what do you think it is? Ow! Dude, did you see that?
It's like an X.
I'd say so as well.
Now, because I'm an idiot, I never filmed the smoked trout part. It took too long and we forgot. So it was actually pretty good. We gave it about the same rating as the ones we did in the pan. I don't know. I personally, they were both good in their own way, Both different textures, different taste. But just do whatever you want, honestly. Cooking shouldn't be like some, I gotta follow this exact thing, 3 cups of this. No, just have fun with it, I guess. We have no idea what we're doing, but we just do it anyways. It's kind of how a lot of things go for me. But that'll take us to day 6, which was a pretty big struggle, to say the least. So here we are for day 6 on the lake again, and we're on the boat. What I planned on doing here was trolling up a nice lake trout. All I do for lake trout fishing is I just troll. I use something called lead core line, which is basically line that has lead in it. And what this does is it just allows you to get your line down to whatever depth you want without using super expensive fancy equipment. And I trolled around 2 gold spoons, which is usually what gets the job done at this lake. But today it just didn't happen. I trolled for about, like 2 hours, and I was like, God, I can't do this anymore. So I switched up to bass fishing, and that was even slower than the trolling. It was just one of those days. I threw everything in my tackle box and could not get a bite until I pulled out the old popper. No, a spook. Yeah, it's a spook.
Got him. Nice smallmouth. Nice eats too. Oh, that was epic. Oh gosh. Oh, that sucks. It's been like hours without a fish. Ah, just gotta keep casting. Oh, an even bigger one. Oh my gosh, that thing's big. No, 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 no. Don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. That's not even that big. I overreacted. I'll be honest there. Still a nice one. For whatever reason, it just looked big. Gotta be quiet here. Alright, I touched him, it counts. Whatever happens after this, I don't know. Okay, let's see. There we go. Nice fish. Let's get a quick measurement. Not bad. See ya.
Unfortunately, that would be the only fish I caught of the entire day. It was super slow, but for whatever reason, the Topwater just keeps getting it done. And I will see you for a nice, chill day 7. So here we are, day 7 of fishing for an entire week. Now, things aren't looking great. It's raining, as you can see, but we don't have much time anyways, so what we're gonna do is go down to the river and try and catch something to eat, which is probably gonna be a rainbow trout. We're just gonna do totally raw. I don't even think I'm gonna do voiceover. We're just gonna chill. We've got, I don't know, I've still got to finish this video, but I've been editing all day. So yeah, let's head down to the river. There's a little baby duckling, I think that is. Look at him. Oh, we gotta fry him up. What do you do about this? He's stuck on the tracks. I don't think he can get over. Do I like help him get over or what? I don't know. Is that a chicken? What is that? Here, buddy. I don't know what that is. Is that a chicken? Oh. I don't. No! Oh! Shoot, sorry, little guy. You guys tell me what to do. I don't know. I have no idea. I guess there's literally nothing I can do. I just gotta let him go. I have no idea. I mean, it's like, it is what it is, I guess. Kinda sucks. Good luck. He definitely wouldn't have survived on the train tracks, that's for sure. Probably shouldn't. Actually, you know what? I touched so much disgusting shit. It doesn't even matter at this point. That had to have been like a chicken or something. I really don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't get eaten by a fox, but that's probably what's gonna happen. That's alright. We'll all be dead someday. It's just a matter of how. Oh, look at these tadpoles. Wow. There we go. There we go. There's dinner. That is dinner right there. Ah. All you gotta do is just cast in front of you
and let her drift downstream. That's it. That's all it is. Good fighter too. I don't even have the drag very loose. Oh, there's a big smallmouth following him. What the heck? That was a giant smallmouth following him. Imagine the smallmouth just chomped him. Look at him. Huge smallmouth right there. Huge, like 4 pounds, 4 pounds. Perfect. You want a stick that has like a little thing growing off of it like that, so that it holds trout on. Because I forgot my stringer again. I forgot a lot of stuff today. Too focused on other stuff. It happens. I forgot my knife. I forgot my pliers.
So while I fillet and cook up this trout, I'm going to tell you about what happened to that little guy. So I thought it was a baby chick, and there's a lot of farms around too, so it kind of made sense. It definitely would have died in like less than 24 hours out there. So on my way back from fishing, I kept hearing the chirping, and I got closer and closer to him, and then I found him. So I'm like, all right, why don't I try and save a life here? Because I kill so many fish, why not? And I was just feeling generous today. You know, we could have threw him in the frying pan along with the trout. No, I'm just kidding. So I scooped the little guy up again, and you know, you could bash me for disrupting nature or whatever. Dude, it's a little bird. It would have died anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I pick him up and I bring him in my truck, and I call up my friend who has had a chicken coop and many chickens in the past, and he's like, sure, we'll take him. So I drive him over there. I felt bad for dumping that on them, but they seem to like it. And then about an hour or so later, I get a text from my friend, and he said it was he said it was a wild turkey. And then it clicked. I'm like, oh my God, we have wild turkey in my state. So I was like, I don't even know. Let me know if you're like a hunter. Let me know if you think that little thing would have survived out there. I personally don't think he would, because he was constantly chirping, and it probably would have attracted like a fox or something, or coyote, however the hell you say it. But they ended up giving him to a bird rescue, so I'm sure he'll survive there. And here's some of the funnier clips from him in my truck.
I feel like you could take him to Tractor Supply, right? Oh, where'd he go? Oh shoot, he's back there. Now he's up here. Here, we'll have to block that off. It's off limits. No, don't go up there. Can you stay in the cup holder? There you go. Put a little sock over him just to keep him warm. Alright, yeah, I'll bring it to... This is gonna be super random, but I just found a little baby chick on the railroad tracks, and I was wondering if you guys would take him or not.
We do not, but
Well, that's all I got. It was a great week of fishing. Caught so many fish. Learned a lot too. And I was glad I was able to share that with you, because that's kind of the whole point of this, is that I go out and then I share everything I know with you. Couldn't tell I have like a huge headset dent going on right now. I've been editing for like 10 hours straight. Not straight, that would be crazy. Let me know if you like this style of video more. It has its pros and cons compared to the posting everyday thing. I kind of like this a little bit more, just because it's a little bit easier on the editing part for me. And I get to get out more and do more fishing and save more birds. Depending on how this video goes, I will either be posting another one next week, or we'll just go back to the posting everyday thing. So yeah, that's it. Go catch some fish. Peace.